bonus, they wanted to now collect $15,000 as match bonus for these matches, starting with the game against Gabon. And so there was a back and forth negotiation. That was the second report that we heard. Only for the cap, because the players have shut down. So all of us that we know players, we've been trying to reach players. Nobody's talking to us. Let me just tell you how much these people are not talking to us. We've been trying
They've
to
blocked
access
everyone.
players. They've blocked us. They've blocked us everywhere. Like we are a bad relationship. And so they're not talking to us. So it's not like we didn't try to reach the players. They're just not talking to us. All right. So it now comes to some hours later, William Trusekong, who is captain of the Super Eagles of Nigeria,
Yeah.
now went on social media to say that if they have been paid any money, that it is them that will confirm it, not anybody else. Debunking that report that NSC has cleared all allowances. He said, and the only thing they're asking for is the allowances they were owed. Any other report that we see from anywhere else, apart from the initial report by Oluwashina Kelechi, is false. So basically, what he was saying, that report that NSC has cleared all debt and they are trying to look for new negotiations, he's saying that report is false. That's what he's inadvertently saying. So, from what we've heard so far now, is that they've been owed allowances from as far back as 2019. Now, here is why I don't believe that the NSC can have cleared all things immediately. First of all, if NSC had the money to clear all back pay, they would have cleared it before now. So to assume that between the 3 hours that the news of strike broke out and the time that the first report that they've cleared all back payments have announced, to assume that they would have paid those analysis, Tega Onojiafe, I'm not telling you any news, Tega Onojiafe, I cannot believe that the NSC cleared it. Again, there's also reports that even the government funding, you know that they have budgets every year, and there's a budget that was allocated to sports. Even that funding has not been fully paid to them. So they've not collected money from government, so they have not spent funds. So how was the NSC going to be able to clear all back pay from 2019 in 3 hours? That's why I don't believe it. That's why I believe Trusekong. So what it is that the players are striking. Now, some people will ask you, why did they choose now? Because you have to remember, these 2 games wouldn't have happened if Nigeria had qualified automatically and won their group.
Very true.
So these 2 matches are carryovers. In fact, I don't think they should be paid bonuses for these 2 matches, because this is their own failure that brought them here. If they had passed JAM, there will be no need for this pre-degree. So people are now asking, why would you strike at this point in time before crucial matches? Don't you want to go to the World Cup? The truth of the matter is, I cannot tell people when to ask for their just payment. You are owing them. You can't tell them when to strike. I too would have said, you know what, the AFCON is also coming. So it's not far. It's in December. It starts December 21st. So it's not far. You could have had your own strike before December 21st. After you may have qualified for the World Cup. I would have advised them to, if they asked me personally. Because selfishly, I too want Nigeria to go for the World Cup. But you cannot tell people that the timing for them to ask for justice should be pushed. Because it is them that is feeling the pain. So as it is, the Super Eagles have not trained yesterday. We don't know whether they will train today, because as at middle of the night last night, this situation hadn't been resolved.
And the
So we
match
don't
is
know whether
supposed
they
to
will.
come up tomorrow.
And the match is tomorrow at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Because I'm lost for the time, whether it's Nigerian time or it's GMT. So the match is tomorrow. The match is tomorrow. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tega. I can hear you.
All right. So the match is tomorrow. So they haven't trained yesterday. We don't know if they will train today. And they play Gabon tomorrow. Now you have to remember that first of all, there was an argument about their hotel. So let me even shock you how much the Super Eagles players are shutting out the journalists. There was so after Iwobi posted that picture, people were complaining about the hotel and all of that, and then he came out to do a video. First of all, I think that was bullying, that people may have bullied him to do the video. Because I went to look up the Reeve Hotel, which is where they lodged them in. On some apps that I checked that hotel on, it was 5.5. You know what 5.5 ratings is?
Oh my.
Passable. Passable. That's the hotel they put them in. Passable. And then we had pictures of the where the Cameroonians are lodged and where the Gabonese players are lodged. If you see it's not even the Cameroonians are staying in a palace. It's not even a hotel.
Mm.
And it was the same. So when this argument of why should he post the video now? He has a serious match to play. Why is he complaining about where he's staying? I asked the same question about the NFF. You see, give these players the right conditions so that if they fail, not when, if they fail, we will know who to hold. You can't put them in hostel and come and expect 5-star performance on the pitch. You can't be owing them allowances and bonuses since 2019 and come and expect commitment on the pitch. Anyway, I've told people what to do. Make me your NFF president. If you want all this, we'll resolve these issues in 2 years. Just,
Mm.
uh, just make me your NFF president.
Simple and sweet. Don't worry, Tega.
Simple and sweet.
I'll back any move you make. Don't worry about it. Anyways,
All right.
oh well, let's jump into the world of tennis before we go on our first breather of the morning and talk about Carlos Alcaraz. Yes, he came through a thriller against Taylor Fritz to move within one win of the year-end world #1 ranking, and Lorenzo Musetti captivated the crowd at the ATP Finals in Turin.
Yes, two huge matches yesterday. Those people in Italy are enjoying. So first up, it was Carlos Alcaraz and Taylor Fritz. And let me tell you the problem with Carlos Alcaraz in indoors. He struggles a lot with the indoor courts. In the indoor hard courts, it's a struggle for him. It's the bounce of the ball, it's the pace of the court, it's the movement. So he likes, natural wind, natural. That's how his tennis flows. But once you put him indoors, it kind of tames down his powers a little bit. And so that's why players believe when we come to indoor, we have a chance against Carlos Alcaraz, and they step up their game, which is what Taylor Fritz did on the day. Because in the first set, Carlos Alcaraz broke early, Taylor Fritz broke back, and then went on to win the tiebreaker. They get into the second set, Carlos Alcaraz wins that, and the third set was now a battle. I kid you not, it was the brilliance of Carlos Alcaraz that brought him through that. Nothing else. He just has that extra quality that Taylor Fritz doesn't have, and that's what came into the fore towards the tail end of that match. Because on everything else, Taylor Fritz matched him shot for shot, play for play. So congratulations to him. The important thing was that he was able to win the match, then able to get 2 wins in the group, which means that he has a chance to qualify for the semi-final. And then, very importantly, he's also trying to keep his #1 ranking, year-end #1 ranking. Because if he wins one more match, he's good to go.
Mhm.
If he doesn't win that match and Yannick Sinner wins the tournament, then Yannick Sinner goes back to world #1. So very tricky calculations up and down. So he was trying to keep that. In the second match, though, that was one that was interesting because Alex de Minaur has a higher ranking than Lorenzo Musetti. He's a better player on paper than Musetti. And then in the match, Musetti was struggling physically from the second
Mm.
set. The only way Musetti was able to win that match, #1, he's an Italian playing in an Italian court. And so
Right.
the crowd was moving him. It was like every little mistake that Alex de Minaur made, the crowd cheered. Every point that Musetti made, the crowd cheered. And some people like to say that, oh, just block out the crowd. You cannot block out noise that is right on top of your head. And so
I mean,
psychologically, yeah, psychologically was how Musetti was able to win that match. There was no other reason because he looked dead on his feet halfway through the second set. But somehow he managed to win that, then came back from 5-3 down in the third set to win the match. So for Alex Dimino, that's back-to-back losses. I don't see him making it through to the next round.
hmm. But it's hot out there in Turin, and this back and forth between Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz for
Carlos
who will end the
Alcaraz.
year
So
as number one.
I'm telling you, it makes it
We
even
shall
more
see.
interesting.
Let's take
All
our
right, let's
break.
take a
When we come
quick
back
break.
in,
And when we come back, I think we should focus largely on the responses for the Super Eagles. All the other stories can wait.
all right then. Let's see how that's going to pan out on the other side. This is the locker room here on Smooth 98.1. Don't go anywhere.
So Ayokunmi, don't mind your people. I'm telling you, eh. So let me even shock you. So the Super Eagles, after Iwobi posted that picture and people started complaining about this, and then he was made, because I can tell you for free that he was made to make that debunking video. That he just that post that he just posted the video, he didn't say anything. There are many journalists that went to call the footballers, and they were telling them that why would Alex put that kind of video out? How is the hotel? Is the hotel really that bad? And they were coming back to say, other players are not complaining about it. That's how much the Super Eagles planned this strike. They didn't even tell. You see all those body that they do with journalists. They didn't tell their
Mm.
bodies.
He kept it very quiet.
They kept it very quiet. They don't like the hotel they are staying. No, they kept quiet. It was yesterday that I was telling all those journalists. I said, Shebi, people were calling your friends yesterday in camp and they were telling you that hotel was good. I said, call them now, ask them why they are going on strike. Call them and ask them why they don't have emotional intelligence. Because yesterday they were saying Alex Iwobi doesn't have emotional intelligence. Why would he post that picture at this time in a crucial game? I said, if it's me, I won't play well. Because you can't put me in hostel and be expecting me to give you 100%. Look at where you put their hotel. Say it's the back of the hotel. That if you go to Sheraton now, if you go to Sheraton Hotel now, the back of Sheraton, there's a construction going on there. I said if you want to rate, I said if you want to rate big hotels in Nigeria, will you call Sheraton Lagos? Let's be truthful. If we are rating, I'm not talking of past glory. I'm talking of current glory. Now, would you call
Oh,
Sheraton?
man. We're
Can
so
your
funny
president sleep?
as a
Can your
people.
president sleep in Sheraton Hotel? As a people, we have this low standard. Some of them were now saying that me, I've stayed in some bad hotels just so that I can cover the World Cup match. That's your choice. That's your choice.
Doesn't mean that
If Alex,
everyone
you
has to do that.
understand? That's your choice. If Alex Iwobi were going to Morocco, would he stay in the Reeve Hotel, I mean Rive Hotel, whatever it's called? The Reeve, I think, yeah. Would he stay there? No. I won't stay there. 5.5, passable. Haba. It's not 7.1, oh. 5.5. It just beats average by 0.5 points. That's where you
And
put your
that
national team.
5.5 was probably even being generous.
And because it's in Morocco, so there's a little bit of cleanliness. You understand? It's a tourist nation. If it's 5.5 to 5 in Nigeria, it means that you should not even near there. I mean, because usually 5.5 in Abu Dhabi, 5.5 in Morocco, countries like that that are tourist zones,
Mm,
5.5 will not be horrible. But me, I won't stay there, sha.
man,
You're now
things are
saying that they
looking.
should manage it, that they don't have emotional. Those guys blocked everyone. They didn't complain. When journalists were calling them, they didn't complain. That's why journalists came out to say that these players are not Iwobi is not emotionally intelligent, that other people are not complaining. Because they knew what they wanted to do on Tuesday. Nobody was picking anybody's call yesterday. Nobody. Lock
Hmm.
up. That's what they did.
It's time for us to go back in.
Let's go back and we take the messages.
Okay. All right, you're welcome back into the locker room here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. 36 minutes past 8 a.m. 12/11/2025. Ayokunmi Kekirekun here. Tega Supreme also with me, taking a look at what's going on in the world of sports. Super Eagles are in focus this morning as well. You get to also share your thoughts with us on this particular matter. Looking at the strike undertaken by the team and the game coming up tomorrow. Will it happen? Will it be a walkover? Well, I don't know. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your stand on this one. 0911 999 0981. 0911 999 0981 is the WhatsApp number. And on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, you missed out on a lot of juicy information behind the scenes. So that's one place you need to be. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Smooth 981 FM Lagos. That is for YouTube. Let me take a comment or two here. This is Uche Nawokoye on YouTube who says, this is really terrible news. Is it that they don't want to win? Why is NFF allowing these things to happen? Pay the players when it is due. Yet they all still keep their jobs with no sanctions. Hey, it's a Nigerian thing. Was it an African thing? I don't know. This is Tayo Inaja who says, I'm a new caller on the show. They play. Why argue or debate on Super Eagles qualifying for the World Cup when you can wait for them to show their incompetence? Business is business. Hold them by the cojones, as he says. Dr. Tega, are we using calculator for Opoyemi Alcaraz? Well, I think at this point that is
I
where
think he has done enough for you not to use calculator because he's won his matches. As long as he's winning his matches, you don't need to bring out your calculator. It's not Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Felix in Maryland says, good morning, Mr. Ayokunmi and Madam Tega. Good morning to you, Felix. He says, I can't wait to watch the Super Eagles and hope we qualify and this their strike will not
Are
affect
they
their
even going to
performance
play at this
against
time?
Gabon tomorrow. Well.
At this point in time, will they play? They haven't trained.
We shall see. Anyways, keep those messages coming in. We need to know your thoughts on Super Eagles and what's going to happen between now and tomorrow when the game is supposed to come up. All right, let's jump back into footballing matters here and talk about what other nations are up to and what's happening all around the world, talking about qualifiers. Let's head to Spain, where Lamine Yamal has been released from the Spain squad for their upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifying matches after undergoing treatment. That's according to the Spanish Football Federation announcing on Tuesday.
And De La Fuente had a crash out, a huge crash out. Again, so let's give some stories now. Lamine Yamal wasn't the only player that was pulled out of the squad yesterday. Hodgson of Real Madrid also was released. We didn't hear anything about his release. What's the name of the half Ghanaian brother? Iñaki. Nico Williams. No, Nico is the one that plays for Spain. So Nico Williams also has the same kind of injury with Lamine Yamal. No noise about him not playing. But they pulled Lamine Yamal and De La Fuente had a crash out. That's to show you, number one, how important that small boy is. But number two, I don't understand what the crash out is about. He was saying that he didn't know that Barcelona, he wants to just be able to know updates that Barcelona just came and say he's injured and he needs to undergo treatment and they took him. That why would they do that? And I thought to myself, everybody heard the news. Everybody in the world, except you were under a rock, you heard the news of the injury that Lamine Yamal was struggling with. You even heard the report that it is going to be a long-lasting one. So it's not a question of curing, it's a question of managing. It's not possible he didn't hear that news. It was everywhere when it broke. And then you're now told that because of this injury, he cannot be playing a certain number of matches. You are now crashing out for this small boy. So if this 18-year-old boy, is he 18 or 17? Which one is he now? If this 17 or 18-year-old boy, whatever his age is, does not play, you mean the Spanish national team will not qualify? When you have the whole La Liga to pick
with all the talent they have at disposal.
Do you understand? And they are halfway there. They're not even like Italy that really needs, to beat everybody in their path. They're halfway there. So, first of all, De La Fuente cannot tell me he didn't know about this injury. Everybody in the world knew about the injury. Everybody in the world knows that the boy has to be managed. So if Barcelona says, we don't want him to play now. They are the ones paying him. It's not Super Eagles that they are fighting for match bonuses. So. Yes, so a lot of teams in Europe, you know, when Super Eagles start fighting for all these match bonuses, and I remember that half of them were supposed to play for their national teams that were Europeans. I wonder how they would have been there. Because if think about it, the likes of Alex Iwobi and the rest, if they're playing for England, they won't be collecting match bonus. There's a match bonus to be given, but the players have been donating their match bonus to the FA since they started their careers. So they don't go on with match bonuses.
There we are.
If we now come down to address that's why I say people should make me your NFF president. There'll be a conversation from both sides. So it's not like it is Barcelona that is paying these boys fees. So if they say ultimately this boy is injured and they have medical reports to back it up, we have to manage it. They can take him. So De La Fuente can have all the crash out he wants. Anyway, he's called the Frutos to the national team. And hopefully Spain can qualify with that. They play their qualifiers also tomorrow. But I don't understand the crash out about Lamine Yamal. Please, let him miss 1 or 2 matches. He's allowed. He's just 17.
He is just 17. I mean, with all the games that he's played
He has
in
played.
his very short career thus far, missing a couple of games,
Where
in these
Spain is already
qualifiers.
at the door. Do you understand? They're already at the door of qualifying. What are you doing? Why do you need him here? It's not a do or die fixture.
All right, let us talk about another player here who is going to be playing for his national team in the set of qualifiers, and that is Liverpool forward Federico Chiesa. He has made himself unavailable for Italy's final 2 World Cup qualifiers this week, according to their coach Gennaro Gattuso.
Yeah, okay, so this one is interesting because Chiesa is not even getting enough playing time in Liverpool. And then your national team calls you up to play. You have to understand, most players need national teams more than national teams need players. Your national teams call you up to play, and you say you're not coming. I don't want to cast judgment on Chiesa. I want to hear what his excuse is. Because you haven't been playing enough for your club. So ideally, you wouldn't get a call up by your national team. However, your national team decided to call you up. Their own matches are crucial. Italy is second on the table. They're 3 points behind Norway. And they play Norway on Tuesday. So they are not yet automatically qualifying. They still play Norway on Tuesday. So their own match is important. Their own matches or their own qualification is important. They call you, who hasn't had enough playing time for your club, to play for your national team, and you say you're not coming. I don't understand the reason behind it. But hey, let's hear Kiesa's side before we kill him. But what it is that the player was called up and he refused to show up for his national team. If you're Nigeria, they'll never call you again. Just know that. They don't care who your father is. They'll never call you again. Because I know that Gattuso would be also looking at the fact that Kiesa's father, played for national team and all of that. In Nigeria, they don't care who your father. They will not call you up again. It's that simple. They call you once, you didn't come. Goodbye and God bless.
On to the next one. Really
On to the next one.
All right, so do you want to just quickly touch on the Women's Champions League match?
Oh yes, let's talk about it. Last night Chelsea played St. Paultian in the Women's Champions League and scored 6 goals. That was always going to be a tough one for them. But the Roma match was the one that was interesting and tighter. And Roma went away from that match with a loss. Also, Manchester United beating Atletico Madrid. So interesting fixtures in the Women's Champions League. Today, more matches will be played and we'll come up with that update. But the big news is that Chelsea is flying high in the Champions League. Remember last year they lost to Barcelona in the semi-final. Will they be able to go all the way this year to win it? That's the question they'll be asking themselves. And those are the results they're trying to put together as they go along.
All right, let me take your messages. This one is from Emeka. Emeka says, a former presidential spokesman tweeted that Super Eagles should have shown patriotism and carried on. It's attitudes like that that are the reasons why doctors and lecturers go on strike perpetually. It's sad, honestly.
I'm telling you, you can't tell people when to fight for their money. Since 2019? Come on.
This is from Iride, who says, Troost Ekong, the so-called captain of the team who scored an own goal in the most important World Cup qualifier against South Africa, he should have allowed his vice captain to make this comment. As a matter of fact, he should stop playing for the Super Eagles. And please, Super Eagles, I hope this is a mind for their opponents. If not, you guys don't deserve to go to the World Cup. What does scoring an own goal have to do with being the captain of the team? Don't players score own goals?
Exactly. So because he scored an own goal, he shouldn't ask for his money. I don't understand.
This is from Tayo says De La Fuente should be calming down. What Lamin Lawal and Co are having should be avoided because they're starting to look like Mandy. Who is Mandy? I beg. The coach is feeling like a three-star general protecting his investment. Pray for Chiesa because waiting be thus. Dr. Tega, what's the update on Isakaba of Sweden, coached by Harry Potter? Chelsea scoring 6 goals. Okay, is that still football? Well, it's the women's team, so that's why. And Sweden, I think Sweden is out of contention for World Cup qualification. So they're just, going through
What
the
do you
motions.
wait first? Ayokunmi, what do you mean is the women's team? Haven't we seen teams that have chopped goals on the men's side? Don't try me on.
No. I'm saying that Chelsea women scored 6, not the men's team scoring 6, is what I'm saying. It's
Why are
women's
you
team.
throwing shade? Why are you throwing shade?
It's a
Off your
locker
mic.
room, I mean. It's a locker room.
Off your mic.
Okay, very quickly. Gilbert Musa in Festac says, on this player boycott due to seemingly unsatisfactory administrative matters, this attitude can be traced back to USA 1994 when players were arguing over match bonuses before the match against Italy. These continuous administrative lapses should be addressed moving forward. Will they be addressed now? That is the question. And LK Adoroba says, as a player, I will feel hurt and discouraged if I see other teams better treated than ours, especially teams we will play against. I really wish and hope the players can look past this. I won't go World Cup. LK, go to there are 48 teams in the World Cup. Take your pick, pick your take. It's not hard, though.
Yes, go to your World Cup, buy your ticket, get on a plane, go to World Cup. You can even wear green at the World Cup. It just wouldn't be green, white, green.
Exactly.
So just pick your pick. All right. On that note, want to thank you for sending in your messages to Smooth 98.1 FM. Want to thank you for listening to the locker room. Want to thank you for sticking with us as we wait to hear more updates from the Super Eagles camp today. We look forward to talking to you about the match on Friday because they'll play Gabon on Thursday before they play. If they win that match, then they go on to play the winner of the Cameroon Congo match. On that note, continue to have a fantastic week and looking forward to seeing you on Friday.
Yes, indeed. Updates. Thank you so much, Tega, and have a great Wednesday. Thank you all for being a part of the locker room and keeping it tuned to Smooth 98.1. The locker room will be back on your radios here on Smooth on Friday at 8:15. My name is Ayokunmi Kekiria. Let's keep it tuned. The Smooth Breakfast, of course, it's in full gear. 9 o'clock, we'll dive into a world of great conversation on Lagos Talks.